Hi, and welcome to another presentation from your business tutor, learning your way, anytime, anywhere. Without a target or an aim, a business is unlikely to achieve anything. Why? Well, because without a focus, a business will have no direction. That's why today's presentation on objectives is so important. So what are we going to learn today? Well, first of all, we're going to find out what an objective is. After that, we're going to identify the objectives that private sector organisations choose, and thereafter we're going to explore why they choose those objectives. So what is an objective? An objective is a major target that a business wants to achieve. And as we'll find out later on in this presentation, most organisations will set a number of objectives that they will aim to achieve over the coming years. But as well as that, we'll also see that the objectives that an organisation chooses is very much determined by which sector of the economy that organisation is in. For example, private sector organisations such as a sole trader or a partnership and companies will have very similar objectives. Whereas public sector organisations such as the NHS will have different objectives to those in the private sector. This is an important point because what it shows us is that organisations in different sectors of the economy are trying to achieve different things. So with that in mind, let's turn to our second question. What objectives do private sector organisations have? Well, let's start with the most popular objective for a private sector organisation, and that's profit maximisation. So why do so many choose profit maximisation as an objective? Well, if you're an entrepreneur, like a sole trader or a partnership, and you've risked your own money to start a business, then you'll want a reward for taking that risk. And that reward is profit. It's the money the entrepreneur earns for working hard and putting all those hours of work in. And to the same degree, from a company's perspective, shareholders who invested money in a business will also expect a return. And that return, which is a share of the profit, is called a dividend. In fact, for many companies, especially those in the Financial Times Stock Exchange 100, offering a high dividend is a way of attracting shareholders to invest or stay invested in your company. But that's not the only reason a private sector business wants to maximise profits. This is because making profit is vital if a business wants to grow in size. For example, the profit that is not paid out to an entrepreneur or shareholders as a dividend can be reinvested into the business to help it grow in size. So what other objectives do private sector organisations choose? Well, another popular one is to provide excellent customer service. Why? Well, if you deliver excellent customer service, customers will remain loyal to your business. But even better than that, they'll tell other people how good the service is. And this means sales will rise, the business will grow and profits will increase. Providing excellent customer service, as can be seen, is vital to business success. A third objective many private sector organisations choose is growth. This is because growth is an indicator of business success. If a business is growing in size, it indicates that sales and profits are rising, that customers are happy with the service, and that the brand name is becoming more and more popular. And this, of course, can lead to the business becoming the market leader in the industry. A fourth objective many businesses choose is to cut costs, or put more palatably, improve their efficiency. This is because if a business can control or cut its costs, it will make more profit. If it can operate more efficiently, then the difference or margin between its selling price and cost price will improve. For example, If a business sells a product at £5 and it costs it £3 to make it, then the profit would be £2 per product sold. But if the cost of making it can be reduced to £2.75, then profit per product sold would increase to £2.25. In fact, the importance of cutting costs or operating efficiently is seen no more clearly than in the banking industry, where a key success indicator for many banks is their cost to income ratio. In other words, how good are they at controlling or cutting their costs? Another objective that many small private sector businesses choose is survival. This is because when you're a small business with not many sales, low profits and hardly any finance, it doesn't take much to put your business in trouble. And if you're a sole trader or a partnership with unlimited liability, the one thing you want to avoid is your business failing. Because if it does, you as the owner are responsible for the debts of the business, which might mean you may have to sell personal possessions to repay the debts of the business if the business can't pay them. Having said that, although survival is usually only an objective of small businesses, sometimes large businesses also have it as an objective. A perfect example of this was during the world financial crisis between 2007 and 2009, when a number of huge banks such as Northern Rock and Lehman Brothers failed, and a number of others had to be bailed out by the government. In fact, during that period, many banks' sole objective was survival. So a final objective a private sector business may choose is to maintain a high level of corporate social responsibility. This means that a business will aim to act in an ethical, legal and fair way. In other words, it will aim to carry out its activities without causing harm to society or the environment. Now, many organisations choose CSR or corporate social responsibility as an objective because it creates a positive image for the business and appeals to customers. This is because if a business is seen to be caring for the environment by reducing pollution, or aims to employ people who are from minorities or who have been socially excluded, then customers and the local community can see that a business is not just concerned about itself, but realises it is part of society. This is important because it shows that businesses that try to achieve corporate social responsibility realise that their actions can impact on society and the environment in a negative way, and therefore they must try to minimise this. So what did we learn today? Well, first of all, we found out what an objective is. After that, we identified the objectives that different private sector organisations choose. And finally, we explored the reasons why private sector organisations choose those objectives.